Teacher talking sports, what does, what do, how we live. And it's always fun and exciting to see a player seemingly come out of nowhere for a breakout season. And when it comes to most surprising 2024-25 seasons by an NBA player, Ty Jerome has to be near the top of that list. Ankle injury sidelined the 6'5" guard for all but the first two games of the year in 2023-24. He wasn't on the radar of most Cavs fans entering last season as someone who would make a large impact, but he certainly did, as Cleveland had a 64-18 record, second best in franchise history, and Jerome was the key man off the bench. Well, unfortunately, yes, he became a fan favorite with Cleveland, but doesn't look like he will remain on the team come next season after a couple moves Cleveland made yesterday. So both these tweets are from Shams Charania. We see breaking: the Chicago Bulls are trading Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Isaac Okoro, sources told ESPN. I mean, Lonzo Ball, the guy who I think has played 70 total games the last 4 seasons. But, you don't make a move like that unless you assume that Jerome won't be back and they need a backup backcourt player. Lonzo Ball will definitely provide that as long as he remains healthy. Of course, still an excellent defender on the court. The Bulls were a much better team with him on the court than without. But again, you just can't rely on him to stay healthy. And Isaac Okoro just never developed a three-point shot. And then later in the day, it was announced that Sam Merrill intended to sign a 4-year, $38 million contract to stay with the Cavaliers. There's no Mr. Irrelevant in the NBA, but Sam Merrill was Mr. Irrelevant in the 2020 NBA draft, 60th and final pick. Previously it had been reported by Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst of ESPN that Cleveland was hoping to retain Jerome for less than the full mid-level exception, which is $14.1 million. But you have to figure that, maybe they decided between one of the two. They decided on Merrill. They're a second apron team, so bringing back Jerome would cost quite the pretty penny. Now they have Merrill and Ball as the first two backcourt members off the bench behind Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. We see that Jerome's last season was definitely a success after just 2 games in his first year with Cleveland. I mean, he put up double-digit scoring with Oklahoma City, but that was a bad team. So his numbers weren't fully meaningful, but last season they certainly were. As I mentioned, 64-win team, and in his 70 games, 19.9 minutes, 12.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.1 steals. We see his excellent shooting splits: 51.6% from the field, 43.9% from beyond the arc, and 87.2% from the free throw line. The year culminated in Jerome finishing third in Sixth Man of the Year voting. Now, he had a very strong series against the Miami Heat in the opening round of the playoffs, but once they faced the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference semifinals, of course, the Cavaliers lost in 5 games, and it wasn't necessarily Jerome's shining moment. As we see, he averaged just 8 points, shooting 15 of 50, 30% from the field, 4 of 16 from beyond the arc, 25%. Ouch. Nearly 2 turnovers per game, and minutes really went down. Played nearly 30 in the first 2 games, and then that dipped to around 13, 14 minutes per game over the final 3, as, Jerome wasn't making shots and thus wasn't providing much value when he was on the court. But nonetheless, shouldn't dissuade many teams, many suitors from wanting his services, even though that Indiana series wasn't Jerome's best work, and perhaps the 2019 first-round pick will become a fan favorite for another team next season. Now, Brett Siegel, Clutch Points Insider, did mention 4 teams to watch as potential suitors for him. He mentioned the Detroit Pistons, Houston Rockets, Orlando Magic, and Sacramento Kings. The Magic, of course, were pretty much completely devoid of shooting last year. Did add Desmond Bang, but Jerome could play that Cole Anthony role probably a little bit better than even Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony was involved in that trade for Desmond Bane, the Sacramento Kings. Really looking for backcourt help, more so a point guard. Jerome's, a shooting guard who can bring the ball up, but he could help as well. Detroit Pistons, maybe if Malik Beasley or Tim Hardaway Jr. walks, they could look into him. But yeah, where do you think would be the best team for him to fit? Who's the one team I said? Houston Rockets. You figure he might have to go for less than market value there, but with Kevin Durant in tow, Ty Jerome would definitely be an excellent pickup for off the bench. But yes, where do you think Ty Jerome should go next season? Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.